In this video, we're going to create a website using Gutenberg and Kadence theme. Hi, my name is Stratos and I'm constantly producing video tutorials about WordPress. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. In case you are wondering why we are using Gutenberg to create this website, it's because it's a simple website. It's for a local business. Obviously, it's not a real business. It says logistics right here, but it's something that you may watch, you can follow. It's a step-by-step tutorial, and you can create your own website using Gutenberg and Kadence theme. The results for the speed will be amazing, and we will see it. And this is the page that we're going to build. This is the home page. We have an About Us, we have a services page, we have buttons, we have testimonials, and we have a form. After that, we have the footer with privacy policy, cookies, and Facebook and Twitter and everything else. This is the home, the header. And if we go to About Us, this is the About Us page with some text. We have the services page with the services that we offer. We have the news with the news articles. We have the Contact Us page and some contact information and the Google map, as you can see here. If we go to the home page and we click here, click the button here, it will go straight to the bottom, which is the send us a message. And if we go to the services and we click a service, we will go into the services page in the service that we have clicked. And let's see the numbers that we're going to get. This is the mobile, so we're getting 94, and for the desktop 99. And for the GD metrics, you can see that we have 0.7 loaded time with 312 kilobytes and 10 requests. So these numbers are because I'm using the Gutenberg and it's the fastest out there. Usually I'm using Oxygen to build something, but since this is a basic local business website and I don't need to create too much stuff, you can follow along. Everything is free, except of course for the hosting and the domain name, which you have to pay in everything that you can choose to build a website. No matter what you choose, you have to put some money on it. But after that, everything else is free. I'm using a free theme, I'm using free plugins, and I have created something like that. So you can follow along, and let's start creating our website. We're going to start by setting things up in WordPress. And for those that don't know how we call this view, this is the backend. This is what you see when you're logged in, and the front end is what the visitors can see when they visit the website. So with the backend, you can make changes, you can install other themes, other plugins, and make the necessary changes to update the website. So we're going to start by making some adjustments, and let's go first to the post and all post. This is our blog, and we're going to trash the hello world. And then inside the trash, we're going to empty the trash. This is tidying up. Then we're going into the pages and we're going to do the same thing. We have two pages. Let's select both, move to trash, apply, and then into the trash, and hit empty trash. Then inside comments, if you have any comments here, you can just delete that. And then let's go to appearances, themes. Inside here, we'll see that we have 3 themes. The themes that you have depends on the WordPress version that you have installed. In the 5.6 that we are at this moment, we have the 2021 as the default, and we have also the 2020 and 2019. I'm going to click inside 2019 and I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going also to 2020 and I'm going to delete that. Let's go into the plugins. We are going to leave the theme installation for later on. Let's delete those plugins that we have inside here. Again, you may have other plugins because you have installed WordPress inside of a hosting company, and the hosting company may have also added some of their own plugins. Let's go into settings and then general. And here we're going to use a site title. This is the name of the company, of the website that you are building, and the name in here we are logistics. Then we have the tagline. And you should set something that most certainly suits your business. So here we're going for a fast and easy service, something like that. Then we have the WordPress and site address URL. Then we have our email, and then we have membership and the new user default role. This means that if someone wants to register, he will be registered as subscribers. And also this should be checked only if you have a website and you are going to need people to register. Is it a forum? Is it some kind of e-shop? Is it something else that will have your visitors register inside there? If not, you will leave it as it is. Then we're going for site language, and this is English, and time zone, set it to your time zone. It's better to use a city that it's nearby you, or if you can with the same time zone, because if you have a time zone that changes the hour for winter and summer, you may also need to go and change the time zone. So it's better to have a city instead of a UTC or something. Then we have the date format, and you can set those as you wish. And then we have the week starts on, and it's set on Monday. I'm going to save changes before going into the next one, which will be the reading. Inside here, we want to show 20 blog posts, it's better, and 20 items in the feed, although the feed is not something that is used commonly. And then we're going to select summary here, save changes, and then we're going into the permalinks, and here we're going to click the post name to be the default one, post name as you can see here. Then click save changes, and next we're going to set the home page to be the default one, so whenever someone visits our website he will go straight to the home page. But to do that, we first need to create a page and call it home page. So we're going into pages, add new. I'm going to open that in a new tab, and the name will be home. You can name it, of course, however you want for the home page. I'm going to hit publish twice, and then I'm going back to the settings and then into discussion. Here I'm going to deselect all the three first boxes, and I'm going to hit save changes, and then inside the reading we're going to select a static page. So your home page displays a static page, and this is the home page named home. After that, hit save changes, and now we can start creating our design. Let's go now to start adding our pages. Then we'll add our menu, and then we're going to go into the customizer and start creating how the website will look. So let's go first to the pages. I'm going to add new pages, and I'm going to open that in some tabs. So let's go for a page name contact. I'm going to publish that and publish, and then just close it. I'm just creating the name, the pages. I'm not doing anything else. After that, we need an About Us page. I'm going to publish that also. And here I need service 1. Publish. I need a service 2. Publish. And I need a page named services. Publish. Okay, let's go to the pages, and we're going to see that we have now the home page, contact, service 1, service 2, services, and About Us page. If you want to create more, you can create more pages with the same exact method. And let's go to appearances and then menus. Here we're going to type a menu name. Usually I called the main menu as main, and let's create the menu. I'm going to hit to display location to be in primary, and I'm going to save changes as well. And then I'm going to view all for the pages. So I'm going to select everything by clicking here that says select all, and then add to menu. So here we're going to create our menu and select how we want it to display the order. So the about will be the second after the home. Then we have the services. So I'm clicking and dragging, dropping it here. Then we have the service 1 that is going to be a sub page of the services. So I'm going to drop it like this. And then we have the service 2. So when someone hovers over the services, he will see service 1 and service 2. And then we have the contact page. I'm going to save the menu. And in case you wanted another page instead of the services, because this is a page, so someone clicks services in the menu, he will go straight up to the services page. But in some cases, you don't need a services page, you just need the sub menu items. In this case, you must create a custom link. And here you have to go for the URL and put a £, which means that it's not going to be accessible. You need just something to have for the menu. And here you can create a page that is called services. So if I go and select something like that and add the services, service 1 and service 2, add the custom link, this is not accessible. This is a service page, so I'm going to rename it as services page. And this will be accessible to everyone. We're going to see that next after we're going to create our menu, but let's go and start and see it right now. So let's go into the front end, and to go into the front end, we can hover over the name of the website and click visit site. I do that also by holding the control button in my Windows, and will open up in the new tab. So as you can see here, we have the services, and once someone hovers over to the services, he will see service 1 and service 2. Also, this is something that is made from our theme, and when I hover over here, you will see that the plus changes to a minus. Now, this services is not something that is accessible. If you can hear, I'm clicking the mouse, but I'm not going anywhere. And this services page, if I click it, I will go straight to the services page. So the difference between those two is when you create a page that has services and there are a little bit of words inside, you don't have too much content to create, you can create a services page and add those services inside there. So you have service 1, service 2, service 3. But if you want to create a separate page for every service, so you have the service 1 to a single page, another page for the service 2, another page for the service 3 that you offer, and you have enough content for each service to create a whole page, then you can create something like that. So you don't have also the services page, you just have the pages inside. So if someone wants to read about a service, he can go straight to the page that you're having. So this is how you can create something like that. And of course, I'm going to delete that, so I will not have two pages here. And I'm going to delete this one, so remove that. After that, I'm going here that says services. I'm going to delete the page. And also I'm going to make it like this. So now when I refresh, I will have the service here, and under the services I have service 1 and service 2. Okay, let's close that. And after the menu is created, we can start creating our website using our customizer. Now, first, before we enter the customizer, usually I go into the home page and I add a picture. I add some content just to know what I'm going to change in the customizer. I suggest if you're new to WordPress, if you are new to a theme, you should have something into the page so you know if you click something what is changing. You will see what I mean next. So let's go to the all pages, and here we're going into the home page that says here home. As you can see, I'm going to edit that. So we're going to click edit. And here I'm going to click start writing something in the plus icon. I'm going to select an image. And here I'm going for the media library that says here. Here in the media library, you will see if you have selected the media library, here are all the images that you have inside your website. Of course, it's empty, and in the upload files, I can upload all the files that I want. I'm going to upload the files this time, and I'm going to select all the images, so I have all the images available. And let's see the images before we continue. So if I click somewhere, you will see that my image is 770 kilobytes. It's way too small. And this is how I usually create and edit my images. I don't want any image to be over 200 or 250 kilobytes. Or the images should be resized and should be less than 250 kilobytes if you can. And as you can see, let's go in here and let's go to details. Here you will see that the dimension is 1600 by 932. I usually see only the width, which is 1600, which is very good for a hero section. We'll see what is a hero section. But having an image that is around 1600 will look good in our website, even if we add the image to go across the whole website, across the whole page. So we're going here and we're adding this page, and let's click select, or let's click this page and let's click select. Now this image is added. Let's see here. We have full width, and I'm going to select that, and it's going from the one end to the other. I'm going to update. And then let's go into back to the pages. Here I'm going into appearance, I'm going into themes, and here I'm going to install a new theme. And here I'm going to search for Kadence. This is the theme that we are going to use. It's a free theme, it's a quick theme, it has many things to do, many settings. You can create it and edit how you want, and it's a very good theme. It's a very nice theme. So after we have installed our theme, let's go into the customizer. To access the customizer, we can go into appearances and then customize, and I'm going to click that to open in a new tab. So as you can see, this is the name of the website, this is the menu, and here is the main content of the home page. So let's go to general first and into the layout. Here it says content max width, it's 1290. I'm going to change that to 1200. Now, in case you're wondering what is the most common width, there is no answer here. Usually I tend to select some number around 1200. Now, why is this? If you choose something like that, then when a visitor comes to your website, and in most cases, the most common laptops have a screen that has a width of 1366 pixels. This is the width that most 15 inches laptop have. So the most visitors that you have will access your website through a laptop of this screen. They will see the website that has 1200 pixels width. This is the width from the start of the logo until the end of the menu, and they can see also some space here and here. This is the extra space until we reach the 1366 for them. So they will always have some space here, and this is not going to be to here. So it will not be stretched until the website is until the end of the page. So it's something good to see. It's a good layout. So I always tend to use something around 1200, something like that, just to leave enough space from here and here. So after that, you can check everything else, but you don't need to change anything at this moment. Of course, everything is self-explanatory, so you can read some of those, and if you want to change something, by all means go ahead, but you don't need to do anything right now. Let's go back and let's go to the sidebar. This is the width of the sidebar, and I'm going for 25 pixel, 25%. And the widget spacing, I will leave it as it is. Let's go back and let's go into colors, and this is the global palette that we have. Now, this palette should be chosen by you depending on the colors that you want in your website. Of course, you must not choose too many colors, not over 3 colors, because then you will create something that's not too great. Do not add the colors of the rainbow here. Just add 2 or 3 colors maximum. Now, when I say 3 colors, and you can see the palette here, these are the 2 colors that we're mostly concerned of. This is the accent, and this is the accent alternative. I said those in reverse. So this is the accent, this is the accent alternative, and then we have the black, and then we have another shade of gray, and then as you can see we have some other colors. But basically these are all the colors that you have for the background. They're not different colors, it's just a different shade of white and a different shade of black, but these 2 colors are the most common ones. Now this should be used accordingly to your logo. So if I open here my website and see the photos, as you can see, this is the logo, and this has a blue color here. Let's wait for the image to open, and as you can see, this blue color here is my main color. This is what I'm going to use for my buttons, for my links, and for other things. This is the accent color for me. So let's go back, and as you can see, I'm going to leave that as it is, but if you want to change something, you can click here and you can choose what you want to put here. So you can go for a little bit darkened blue and leave it here as this. After that, we have the backgrounds, and this is the site background. This is for the whole website, so you just put it one time and it will go across the whole website. Then we have the content background. We will leave this as it is. Then we have the title above content, and everything else we're going to leave it as it is. This is the links color. Again, this is for the global style, and if we want something, we can change it in the settings that we are. We're going to see where we're going to change anything and if we want to. Let's go back to the colors. Let's go into buttons, and these are the default settings for the buttons, as you can see. And when you see 2 colors, if I hover over to one, this is the initial color, so this is the color of the button, and here is the hover color. So when my mouse hover over a button, he will get this color instead of this one. This is for the visitor to know that he can interact with the content, so I need to have something else for the hover color. After that, we have everything else for the buttons, and I'm not going to change that at the moment. And then we have the typography. This also is something that you should choose for your website. It depends on the niche, on the layout, and on the content of the website, of course. For me, I'm going to use the base font, which is the content Ubuntu. This is a Google font. So let's go for Ubuntu. Okay, and then we have the style, where we can select something other than the regular. This is the font. If you want bold, we can go for 500 or 700, but I would recommend for the main content to go regular. And then we have the size, which is 17 pixels. This is line height, 1.6. This is letter spacing, 1. And here are the settings for the tablet, and here are the settings for the mobile. So as you can see, you can change anything that you want. I'm leaving it as it is, and here is the heading font family, and I'm going to choose here. This is the preview, and I'm going to choose here the Roboto. So this is the Roboto, and now I'm not going to change anything from the H1 and down. I will leave it as it is, but of course if you want, you can change anything that you like. After that, let's go back to the typography. Let's go back, and we have the scroll to top icon. This is the icon that we can see sometimes in websites here, and if I enable here and I scroll down a little bit, I will see it right here. But I usually don't use an icon here. If I want to use something here, it will be something to contact for the visitor to contact me, and I don't usually like to have another icon here. So we're going to disable that, and let's go into the comments. Of course, all the comments are disabled. Then we have the breadcrumbs, which I don't need, but if you have a website that is most commonly a WooCommerce website, this is where you may need the breadcrumbs. Or if you have a website that is a news website and has many categories, then you may need the breadcrumbs to help the visitor navigate. But in other cases, and in this case, which is a simple website for a local business, you don't need any of that. Let's go back and let's go to the social links, and this is the Facebook. So I'm going to put the Facebook link. This is the Twitter. And also we have something for the LinkedIn. Where is the LinkedIn? LinkedIn. So because it's a website, a business website, we're going to have LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. Of course, here it should expect your URL, not a pound symbol, but I'm just using a pound symbol to have something in place. Let's go back, and then we have the performance, and here you can this is enable scroll to ID, so if you click somewhere and you have this feature, it will scroll down to the selected ID. We will see that later on. And here we can load Google Fonts locally, and here we can enable the CSS preload. I'm not going to do those things. I am going to install later on a CAS plugin to enhance the performance. And this was all with general. Let's go to the header. Now the header is this area that you can see here with the logo and the menu, and it is represented here in the bottom of the page. As you can see, we have the top row, we have the main row, and we have the bottom row. The main row is the one with the logo and the menu, and after that we can have something for the top row, and usually we don't put anything in the bottom row, except sometimes you may need to add a second menu or do something else with the header. In most cases, you will find that the logo is on the left and the navigation is on the right. After that, you may need something to put up here, like the social icons and like a contact number or something. So let's go first for the logo. I'm going to click here that it's the gear icon, and this will open up. And as you can see, it says the site identity, and here it says logo. So I'm going to select the logo, and I'm going to select this one, which is the logo. As you can see, the title is named logo, and I will copy that and put that as the alternative text. This is something that Google requires. They require an alternative text. So let's get the logo right here. After that, you can see how it wants to crop my logo, and I'm going to hit skip cropping because I need the logo to be full. And then we have the logo max width. The logo here is way too big, and I'm going to put that 120 pixels. I like how it is right now. And then here I'm going to select the logo layout to be only the logo, so the title will be removed. Of course, this logo doesn't represent the company that I'm trying to build, but this is the logo that I have. After that, we have the site title, which is logistics, and the tagline that we have already set. Then I'm going to click the site icon, and inside here it says the site icon. This is the favicon, and this is the name that will replace the W right here for the icon of the tab. So I'm going to select the same icon, and now I need to crop this because it's usually 512 by 512. So I'm going to crop that to this image. And as you can see, there it goes. This is how it looks in my tab. I'm going to publish that because I do like to publish often. And I'm going back once, and I'm going back to the header. And then I'm going to select logo again. So everything was set here. So I have a different tab also. I have the design. Here in design, you can add some padding, as you can see. And if you can see here, the logo touches the bottom of the row, so I want to give it a little bit of space. So I'm going here to put padding top to have 2 pixels. I don't want too much space, and here is the bottom, which I need 2 pixels again. Now we're going to say what is padding later on, but here where you see 4 boxes, this is the top, this is the right, this is the bottom, and this is the left. So you think it as a clockwise boxes. So we have top, right, bottom, and left. And this is the lock icon, and if you click here to lock, then you can put a number here and it will grab for all those boxes. I want that unlock because I have 2, 0, 2, 0. So now you can see that I have some space here. It is not touching the bottom of the row, and this is how I want it. Let's go now to the navigation, and I'm going to click the gear icon for the primary navigation, and this is where I'm going to change what I want in the menu. So as you can see, I have the standard navigation, and I can also have full height, so the menu items are full height, underline, and full height underline. You will see the differences once I click somewhere else, and here is when I hover here, you will see only that the color changes to something like blue. And when I select the full height, let's go and see. It doesn't change anything because I don't have a navigation background, but when I change that to something like that, you will see now that once I hover, I have the background that I have set. So this is the full height. This is the underline, and I have an underline with the background, and this is a full height underground. So we have the color of the background to be full height and not just behind the words. So I will leave it as standard because I don't like the background, and I'm going to clear that by hitting here in the clear icon. And here they are the items top and bottom padding. I'm going to leave it as it is. This is the navigation colors, and for navigation I'm going to go for a black. This is the color of the menu. And when I hover, this is the hover, I'm going to use this, which is a little bit darker blue. And here is the active one, so the page that is selected will be also colored, and it will be also the accent color. So this will be also the blue. And as you can see, this is how it looks right now. So when I hover also to the services, I have some black box with my sub items inside here, and I'm going to change that also. And let's see what we're going to do next. As you can see, we have navigation font. This is the font that we have in the menu, and it's grabbing the font that we set in the content. So it has Ubuntu for me, and it has 17 pixels. And if I click here, I can see the preview, and here I can change the font, I can change the style, and I can change the size. Now I'm going to put here 18 just to have a little bit bigger because it's a little small menu. I don't have too much content inside here, so I can go 18 and it's okay. Then let's go to the drop down options, and I'm going to click drop down options, and here are the drop down options. We have drop down width and drop down items vertical spacing, so it's the spacing between those two, and of course the width of the box. And as you can see, we have this width 200 pixels. Then we have the none as the reveal, and I can do a fade down, and when I hover over here, you will see that now fades down. It's a little bit better, so I can leave it as it is. And now let's go to the design. Here I can select the drop down colors, and then I can select the drop down background. So for background, I'm going to go for a white, and let's see how it looks. And as you can see, we have not white %, but let's go for white. Now we have white, and when I hover now, I can see the white, but of course I cannot see the fonts because the fonts are also white. So let's go to the drop down colors, and let's go this to be black. And now when I hover over, I can see the service 1 and service 2. Then I want the hover over background to be also white, and the active to be also white. So it will not change every time I hover over something. And the hover over for the links should be also blue. This is the color, and here the blue for the active. So when I hover now, I have a blue. This is better. Then we have the item divider, which is the line between here. And then we have the drop down font. So from 12 pixels, which is way too low, I'm going for 15. And when I hover now, I have a little bit bigger of text. Let's go for 17 since 16. Let's see 16 since all the others are 18. I know that 16 is great. And as you can see, this is how it looks right now. I'm satisfied with that. And we have the drop-down shadow, which is the shadow of the box around here. And it's a nice shadow. I need that to be there. Let's go back, and here that we have the general again. Let's go into the navigation again. And here in the design, we have the padding, and this will control also how down this will go, this box. So if you want to put a little bit down, you can change this padding here, and it will go a little bit of down there. So after that, we're going to add here the social icons. So let's go and click the plus icon, and here I'm going to select the social. As you can see, the social are added there. So I'm going to click into the gear icon of the social, and this will change to the social icons. Let's click into the Facebook, and here we will see that we have this icon. We can change it if we want, and we can select an image. I'm not going to. And the same goes for Twitter and Instagram. Of course, Instagram, I'm going to remove that, and I'm going to add a social icon, and this will be the LinkedIn. You cannot add here the URL. The URL is set it in the previous setting. So if you want to change that, you have to go there. So now that we have these social icons, as you can see, we can show the icon label, which is the name that is inside here. As you can see, the Facebook, I don't want to show the label. And this is the item spacing, so the spacing between the icons. I think it's okay with this 0.3 EM. So if again you need to change the social icons, you can go here and you can change again the social icons, but then you have to go back and then header again, and then click the social icons again. So then we're going to design, and here we're going to change if we want the style. So we have field and outline, and in the outline we can change the border and the background color, but I'm going for a field. I think it's better. The icon size, which is 1 EM, and I like that. Use brand colors if you want. You can change that, and you will see that we have the brand colors, so it will be a little bit obvious for someone to see that this is a Facebook, but I like to have the white because I like how it looks. After that, you can change also the colors, and you can change the background colors, the border colors, the border radius, which is the corners, and the margin here. I'm not going to change those. And the only thing that I want to do is add a little bit of line down here in the bottom row, because if I save that, let's publish that and see how the header looks. Let's go to the visit site. And here, as you can see, we have this, and beneath we have the menu. And I think everything is crowded around here. So we're going to add the line underneath this top row. We're going to do it after we add the telephone, so you will see what I mean when I say this all content is a little bit too crowded. So let's go now to here, and we're going also to click the plus icon, and I'm going for HTML. Now I would like here to have also some social icons to add, because I would like here to have the icon of the phone number of the phone, the icon of the mail, the icon of an address, so I can add those there. I have asked for Kadence to add those features. Hopefully they will do that, so we can do that sort of feature, but for this time we're going to select HTML. Now here I'm going to click the gear icon, and I'm going to insert, as it says, insert HTML. Here I'm going to put the telephone number, which is 210-555-222, something like that. And after that we have the address. First we have the mail, info@logistics.com, and then we have another space, and we have the address, which is Athens 22, something like that. Athens 22. So as you can see, this is how it looks. Now you can also go and put here some semicolons, some hyphens, you can put some symbols here just to separate those. And here, this is how it looks at this moment. Now, if I go to the telephone number and click here this insert link, this icon, I can go and insert the link of the number. So I will put here tel, semicolon, and then I will put the country code 0030 and then the phone number 210555222, and I'm going to click here the enter. Now this means when someone will click here, it will immediately open the call app. So if a visitor comes from his mobile phone and he can see the number, he can click that and immediately it will open up the call app and he can click and call. He doesn't have to copy the text, the number, and then paste it inside his call app. So I think this is something that it should be done. Also for the email, as you can see here, we can do the same for the email, and this will open up the mail app that it has. And for the mail, it recognizes that's a mail, so it will automatically add the mail to semicolon, and then we have the info@logistics.com. So I'm going to hit apply, and now as you can see, those two are blue. After that, we're going for the design, and here we have the font color of this, and we have the link style, which is underline, and I will click no underline. I don't want those underlined. And the link colors, I'll go for black, so it doesn't look that it is something that you can click, but most visitors will know that if they see something like that, they can click it and just call. Okay, if you want to have that I like blue, you can put that like blue, but I don't want to. Now, since we have this number, I would like to leave a space just to be something easier to remember. Okay, of course, even with the space, this will work fine because I haven't changed the link. So you can put a dot if you want, you can put a comma, you can put anything that you want inside here. It will not change the fact that this will be linkable to the call app. So this was with the text, and if we go and publish that and see how it looks in the front end, let's go here in the front end and let's see how it looks. You will see that now there are a little bit crowded inside here, and I want to have a line underneath that. So I'm going to click in the gear icon of the top row, and here I have the border for the top row. In the design, we have the general settings. We can change the layout to full width if we want, but I don't want to. I'm going to leave the standard, and of course the minimum height, and I can go into the design and I can change here the border. I'm going to click here the line. I'm going to click here 1 pixel, and for the color I'm going for a black color, but I'm going to use a little bit of opacity so it will not be too strong. It will be just a little bit of gray. Let's hit publish and see how it looks in the front end. And this is the line now. And my only other thing that I want to change is that I want to have some space between the icons and the line. As you can see, it touches the line and I don't want that. So let's go back. Let's go to the header. We're going to click that here that says the social, the gear. We're going into the design, and down here we have margin. We have top, right, bottom, and left. These are named at this time instead of the other time that weren't named. And I'm going to put here 2 pixels, and for the bottom 2 pixels also. I'm going to publish that, and let's see how now it looks in the front end. And now, as you can see, we have some space here. So it's a little bit of space. This is exactly what I want. After that, we're going to change the header and assign it how we want it for the tablet. So once I click here, that this has the tablet icon, as you can see now the menu changed to the hamburger icon. So when I click here, we will see that we have this kind of menu. Now we can change the settings by clicking here that says mobile navigation, by clicking the gear icon. And here we have the menu where we can select the menu. Of course, we want the same menu for the mobile. So mobile, select main and publish. And then let's go back to the header. Click the mobile navigation. And now this is the items vertical spacing. So the vertical spacing of the items here you can change the space between that to a little bit of less space. After that, let's go to the design, and here we can see the colors, the background, item dividers, and font. So let's start first with the background of the whole canvas. This is when we can change that by clicking the off canvas gear icon here. When I click here, I can change the full canvas here and not just the links or the menu. Here we have the layout, which is full width outside panel. Here there's a side panel because it doesn't go straight to the page. And if I select full width, you can see now that it goes full width. I'm going to select side panel, and here I'm going for the right. Content align, I like it as it is in the left, and it is vertical align, and I'm going for middle because I like it better. Then let's go into the design, and here we have the pop-up background and close toggle buttons. So here I can select what I want for the background of the pop-up. This is the main canvas, of course, and I can also go for white if I want, but I want it to be separated for other things, so I'm going to put like a gray or something here, like that. After that, we have the close toggle buttons, which is this one, and if I want to select another color, I can do that. Back to the header. Let's go again to mobile navigation, and now I can start changing my colors here. So I have the white colors for the links, and I have the hover color, which will be this one, and this is the active, so I'm going for this one. Now, as you can see, you cannot clearly see it with that background, so let's change to that, and let's change to a little bit of something like that. So this will be also the one that I'm going to use when I hover. And now we have the item divider, which is this line, and I'm going for a little bit of white, something like that. And the opacity should be harder, okay? Something like that. Maybe not too bright, something like that. Okay, after that we have the font, and you can change, of course, the font, and I'm going for 16 pixels, and I'm going to leave it as it is right now. And then I'm going to select the phone, and as you can see, it's changing to something else, but as you can see, everything is looking good. I don't have to change anything. If you want, you can change for the phone, the pixels, and the font. If you want to have another color, if you want to leave a little bit of less space or anything like that. I don't want to, so I'm happy with the result of the header. Let's go back to the PC screen. Let's close that. And now we're going to exit the header, and we're going for the footer. The footer is down to the bottom of the page, as you can see right here. And here we have the same layout. We have 3 rows. We have the middle, the top, and the bottom row. The bottom row is usually for the copyright, as you can see here. And I'm going to start from that. So I'm going to select first the gear of the row, first here. And I'm going to change into the design something. But as you can see here, we have also standard full width and contained. We have the columns that are separate for each row. Layout, and you cannot change anything inside here because we only have one column, so we don't have another layout. And we have bottom spacing, which I will go for 2 or 0, so I don't want to have any bottom spacing. After that, we have the minimum height, and I can go for 10 or something. Let's go for 0 again. And now let's go to the designs, and here we're going for the widget content. So widget content, here I'm going to select a color. So as you can see, this went red. So I'm going for white. I'm going white because I'm going to change that to black, and I'll need that to be white. Link color should also be white. And then we have the link style, no underground. I will leave it as it is, no underline, sorry. And we have then the bottom row background. This should be not exactly, I think, black, because I'm going to use black for the header. I'm going for a little bit separate, like black, a little bit lighter black. So it will be something like that. Then we have the column border, and we have the border line if we want, the top and bottom. After that, we have the middle row, which I'm going to click, and I'm going to change the middle row background to black. Let's go for black, something like that. And here I'm going to select in the plus icon, and I'm going to select widget 1. Okay, once I'm in widget 1, I can see now that I have this color. And I'm going to add the logo here. So I'm going to install the widget 1, and I'm going here to add the logo. After that, here I'm going to add the social icons and some contact information, and I'm going to here add the footer menu, which will be some pages for the privacy. So I will have the cookies policy, the privacy policy, and if you want to add anything else, you can add it there. Usually the visitor will search there for contact information for the hours that you are working as a local business website, for the if you are a WooCommerce website, for the shipping cost, for the payment cost, or what methods do you accept for payment and what methods do you have for shipping. Some information like that, they will all be searched in the footer, so this is a good place to add those. First, we're going to add with the widgets, as it says widget 1. I'm going to hit publish here, and I'm going back and I'm going to appearances and widgets. It's a little bit easier to do that with that, because here I can click here, that is the gear icon. I can add a widget, but I don't have every widget available in WordPress. And if I add here the image, I'm not going to be able to change the size of the image easily. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going here into the widget, and inside here into the widgets, I'm going for footer 1. Here's the footer 1, and let's refresh that. And now into the footer 1, I'm going to add here the text. This is the one that I want, the text. So I'm going into footer 1, and I'm going to add that widget. And now I'm going to add the media, and I'm going to select the logo. I'm going to insert that. Let's hit publish. Let's hit save. Sorry, there's no publish here. And here I'm going to refresh the page. Once I refresh, I will see that I have the text widget inside here. And then I can go and change the size easily. So as you can see here, I'm going to click the pencil icon, and it will open automatically the widget. And then I can go and click, let's scroll down. As you can see, the image is way too long, way too big. And I'm going to click the image, and I'm going to take this corner, and I'm going to reduce the size. Once I do that, I will wait a little bit longer, and it will reduce the size here. So I will go for a little bit smaller, something like that. I don't want to have a very big logo icon inside here in the footer. So I'm going to publish that. And of course, you have content alignment, as you can see, for the vertical align, and you also have content align vertical. Here I'm going to add also the social icons. So we're going for social, and here we have the social icons, which I want to be aligned elsewhere. So I'm going to click here the icon, the pencil icon. Again, we have the Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm going to change that, remove item, to the LinkedIn. And I'm going also to change the icons. I want this one for the Facebook, I want this for the Twitter, and I want this for the LinkedIn. After that, content alignment, I'm going for the middle, and for the middle in the vertical position. And as you can see, it went straight into the middle of the box. And then let's go to the design, and here we have the social style field. We have the background colors, and here if I select the outline, I will have it something like this. I will leave it like this because I like it better in the footer, since I have a dark background. And inside colors, I'm going to select here the white, and it will be like this. Now I can also select to hover over and have this light blue, which I like. And now I can also change the icon size to be a little bit of bigger, something like 1.2, something like that. Okay. So now we want just the menu for here, and we don't have the pages to do that, so we're going to fix that. Let's go into the pages, let's go to add new page, and we're going to add the privacy policy. Going to hit publish and again publish, and then go back straight to my WordPress and then add a new page. And I'm going to add a new page which will be the cookies policy. Cookies policy. I'm going to hit publish twice again, and then I'm going back to the appearances menus, and here I'm going to select to add another menu by clicking here that says create a new menu. Here I'm going to add footer. I'm going to create the menu, and I'm going to select the footer that says here and save again. And then I'm going to select view all for the pages just to be sure that I'm seeing all the pages, and I'm going to select cookie policy and privacy policy. I'm going to add those to the menu, and I'm going to first to add the privacy policy and then cookies policy. Save menu again, and then let's go back to the customizer and let's refresh the page. Leave the page here. I haven't made any changes that I haven't saved. So let's see the footer. And here I need to have the footer navigation, so I'm going to click that. And if I scroll down, I can see now the footer navigation. I'm going to click the gear icon once again, and here I'm going to select the menu, which is of course the footer. It's selected already. I don't have to select again. Let's go back to the footer. Okay, select the footer navigation, and now the content align can be into the middle and into the vertical alignment. Then let's go to design, and here I can change the spacing, I can change the items top and bottom padding, navigation colors, which can be white, and when I hover I will need to have this light blue like this, and the background will leave it as it is. After that, I'm also going for the tablet view, and I can see now how it looks. For the tablet view, I don't like that this goes into the left, so let's go here and into the widget. Sorry, let's go back to the PC. Let's go and check the general settings into this widget. We have the content alignment, and now I can go and click here to have it in the middle. Okay, it doesn't support this at this moment, but it will be fixed because it's a bug at this moment. But you can set now this to be in the middle. Also, when I hover over to the mobile menu, I can see that this also should be in the middle again, and this doesn't happen. Now, a way to get past that is to go into the text inside here and click in the text and click that to be aligned in the center. If you do that and publish, it will be in the center here. So now here in the content alignment, I can go for left. So everything will be in the left, but of course I have some content here, some white space left and right. And now if I select the mobile version and of course the tablet version, everything is looking great. So that's all with the footer. Let's go to continue, and let's go to the next one, which is the base layout. Here I can select to hide the title because I don't want the title to be around here. I will fix it as I want later on. And also, as you can see, this is how the page is looking. I'm going for a full width. And this is why I told you that you would need something to have like a content just to know how it looks. And then I'm going for the unboxed, so I will not get any space anywhere. This is what I need to do for the pages, and this is how I can make it to look good. After that, you will not show, of course, the featured image, because who wants a featured image for a page? And I don't want also the comments. Let's go back, and this is the blog post that I will fix later on. Search results, I don't have any search results at this moment, but if you want, you can change the settings here. They are pretty easy to do. As you can see in content, above content for the title. Then we have the search title aligned, so usually we go for the middle. We have the archive layout, full width, it's better, I think. Then we have the sidebar. sidebar 1 if you have selected a sidebar here in the layout, and then we have the boxed and unboxed version with the columns and everything else here. You can change anything that you want. Site identity, we have already touched that. Menu, we have already touched that. Widget, we did that from the other back end. And the homepage settings already have been assigned. So we have finished at this moment from the customizer, and we can start creating our pages. Let's save first. And now I can close that, and I can go and start editing my page. So first we're going to add a new plugin, and we're going to install the Kadence block. This is what we're going to use to start building our pages, and we're going to install that. And let's activate that. Immediately we'll be forward into the settings of the Kadence block, and you can see what we have in our library. So we have the row layout, form, advanced gallery, spacer, icon, advanced button, advanced heading, tabs, info boxes, testimonials, icon list, and accordion. This is what we have, except for, of course, the Kadence blocks. So this is the extra features, the extra elements. Let's go into the pages, all pages, and we're going to start with the home page, of course, and let's edit that. Okay, now I have something for the background. I'm going to delete that because I created that before I installed the Kadence and the block, the Kadence block. So I'm going to click here in the three dots, and I'm going to remove the block. And I'm going to start from a blank page. Let's click the plus icon, and let's click here the row layout. This blue icon is from the Kadence blocks items, block elements. And once I click here, I can select how many columns I want. I'm going for the full row, one row. And here I am, as you can see here in the breadcrumbs, inside the columns settings. So whenever you add a row, you immediately add also a column. And here in the column, which is one for this layout, you can add anything that you want. Here I'm going to select first the row layout by clicking the row here, or by going into here and clicking in the row layout. And now I can select the background settings, and here I can select the image that I want for the hero section. So I'm going to use that one, and here I will name the image as the website, logistics. I'm going to copy the title, and I'm going to put that as an alternative text, and I'm going to select that. Now I have this icon here, and this is the focal point. This is what it's what the page will always points to, what the image will always shows. So even if the size of the page will decrease, so if a visitor comes for a mobile phone and see the image that is not too big, this is what he will always see, this paper. If I go to this to the hand, I can see the hand. If I go here, I can see the face of him, I can see the computer. So it's what you choose to as a focal point. I will leave it in the center, and then I'm going to add something. Let's go for the center, so 50-50, 50, and 50. And then we're going to put some margin and pattern underneath, so it will be better. We're going to see everything here, and let's see what changes we have to do here. So first of all, we have two separate tabs. We have a page and a blog. The page is the settings for the whole page that we're creating, and this is identical to every page, of course, and the settings are identical. And then we have the blog. The blog is the exact thing that you are accessing here. So this will change depending on what you have selected to edit. So here are the changing for the row layout, as you can see here. If I add here a paragraph or a heading, let's go for a heading, I will see that this block settings changing to the settings that I have for the heading. So it depends what you choose to edit, and this will change the settings for the blog. So let's go back to the row layout by clicking here, and here we have columns. How many columns we have? 1. Then we have the padding margin, and we have settings for the padding and for settings for the margin. Now this is a little bit difficult to understand in the beginning, but you have to remember the padding is the space inside an element and the margin is the space outside the element that you're working with. So if I'm working with a row, the padding is the space inside the row from this line that starts the background until the content inside, which is for this time the heading. And the margin is the space from the top of the background to the next element that is outside here. We don't have any other elements, of course, but if we had, it was this space here. So we can change what we want here. Then we have the background settings where we chose the background, and of course we can select cover, contain, auto, scroll, fixed, and everything else. And we have the background overall settings, which can be background overlay settings, which can set a color for overlay. We're going to do that to distinguish the heading from the background because we want that to be shown. Then we have the dividers. Dividers are some shapes for the top and the bottom. It will display something like that for the bottom, and it will maybe it will do something nicer, maybe it won't. It depends what you choose to do, but don't be a freak and add everything that you can see here. Then let's go again to the row because I have clicked elsewhere. We have the text color settings, and this is for the whole row. And this is something that you can just put here, so you don't have to go and change everything inside here for every single text that you have. So this is like a global for the whole section, but if you add 2 or 3 text here, you can change them independently. Then we have the structure settings, and this is something that it's really important. And we have the minimum height, which we have for the structure, so we can change that to have a little bit bigger, so we can have something like that. We have the content max width inherit from theme, which I think it's the most important thing to do. And then we have the content max width, we can set it independently. Then we have the inner color height, 100%, and Z control. This is something that we can distinguish if we have 2 elements, one over the other, which will go on the top. And then we have the visibility settings, so we can hide something from the tablet or mobile view, and we can also hide it from the desktop if we want. And then also hide from logged in users and hide from logged out users. So these are the settings for the layout row. I did that, I chose to say one by one because I think those are the most important things to know. Everything else you can search those, and of course they're not the easiest thing to find, but everything else we will bring that along the way. Now here that we have the gear icon, we have also here the page settings, which you can change independently from the global style that we have in the customizer. So if you have a page that you want to change it, the style differently from the other website, you can do it manually here. And then we have here the Kadence block settings, and here we have the color palette, which we have set in the customizer. And here are the block defaults. Here I'm going to change the block default for the row layout, and this is something that I would suggest you to do. To go inside here, go into the padding and margin and select that should be somehow over 60 and under 80. Play between that. I'm going for 75. And here I'm going also for 75 because I'm used to Oxygen, which has 75 as padding, and I think it's a good number. Also, I will give some padding 25 and 25 here because I do want to have some padding for the mobile view. So I need to have 25 here, and I think if I need to remove that, I can do that separately. So these are the settings that I want to have. Let's save that. And now let's start building. Now I have already added the background, so I'm going into the row layout again, here and here. And I'm going here into the gear icon, and I'm going for the structure settings, and I'm going to select the content max width to inherit from theme. This is something that I also need to do globally, so let's do that also. Let's go to the row layout, and let's show the structure settings, and let's content max width from the theme. So it will go and grab the content and put it 1200 pixels. how I have set it. Let's go here, and now we're at structure settings, and let's go and select the minimum height for the hero section to be 600. So it will stretch up and go something like that. Let's go 700. This is called hero section because it's the first thing that you see in the page. And now I'm going to click here that has the vertical align mode, and everything will go into the middle of the page. As you can see here, not the page, the section. This is called the section. So after that, I'm going to add the name of the website here, the name of the company, which is logistics. Logistics, and I'm going to change that to H1. I'm going to change also the color, so you can also play with the settings around here. Some settings are both here and here. I'm going to text align that in the middle. I'm going for the heading color to be white. And where you can, use the global icons, because in that way you can change everything from the customizer and will change anywhere. So heading colors is white. The font size I'm going for 60, so I need to have it big. And as you can see, it doesn't have too much contrast for the words to be displayed easily. So you cannot read the logistics easily because the paper beneath that is white. So we need to change that, and we're going to do that by adding the overlay color. I'm going back to our row layout, and I'm going to change the background overlay settings. I'm going to change the opacity later on, but just first choose a color. Let's go for black. This one. No, I think this one is the one that I want, the dark black. Okay, then I'm going here to change it to 50%. So this is something that I do read easily. As you can see, the logistic is something that you can read easily. Now let's go to the logistics, and now we have the line height, and I'm going to leave that as 1, so it will not have too much space underneath that. I will put the space that I want myself, and then you can change the advanced typography setting, which is the letter spacing, and I will put that 2, so it will go and put some space between those words. Let's go for 3, and I think this is better because it's the heading, it's the main title. Okay. And then we can have also highlight settings. We have another settings that you can play with if you want. I'm not going to change anything else right now. Let's go and hit the plus icon underneath that, and I'm going to add a paragraph. And the paragraph is the tagline for me here, but you can add something, a text that will draw the visitors to the attention and to stay and look the website. So what you want to type here is something that they grab the attention of the visitor. Easy, fast and easy, fast and easy services. For me, it's something like that. I'm going also to change the default size to a custom of 25. I'm going for the color settings, and I'm going to choose this white. I'm going also for the middle alignment, text align the center. And as you can see, I need some space between here. So I'm going also to add some divider. This is the space divider. This is where you need to add space, and everywhere you need to add that, you can change here the settings. And I'm going to disable the divider. I don't want the line, I just want the space, so I'm going to delete that. And the height is 60, I'm going for 20. Now I'm going to click here the icon that is on top, so it will go up, and I have some space between the logistic and the font, the fast and easy settings, as you can see here. Underneath that, I'm going for a button, so let's go and add a button. Let's go to add a button, and I'm going to choose the advanced button, which is from the Kadence block, and that's why it's in blue color. And this will give me much more control over the styling instead of the button that Gutenberg has. So here we have the button. I can type whatever we want, so this will be contact us. Something like that. You can also add another button next to that. This style, maybe you have seen in many websites. It's a trend right now to use 2 buttons, and this is depends on what you want to promote. So this is a logistic niche, logistic website, so I want to promote to contact us. I don't have any other thing to show them. But I also can add the button that says services, and he can go straight to the services or something like that. I'm just going to contact us at the moment, and I'm going to go for text color of white. Okay, and then I can select the background color to be transparent as it is right now. The transparency is here, this setting, so we can go straight down to the left, so we have 100% transparency, something like that. And then I can select also, let's choose the button again, the border color to be also white. So I will have a button like this, which I like. When I hover over, you can see that it's changing to a little bit of dark background. So I'm going to choose the hover, and I'm going for the background color to select, yes, a little bit of dark, but not so opacity. I'm going for something like that. So once I hover, I will have a little bit darker, but let's go for a little bit darker with 50% opacity, something like that. Now, as you can see, the border is removed when I hover, so I will need to have also the border, so it will not look too weird. Now I only get this, which I think is good, it's okay. If you need to add another button, I would suggest to go with the accent color, and the most important button should be the accent color, the blue one for my case, and the next one should be something like that. So I'm going to update that because I like to save frequently, and let's go and see how it looks in the front end by going into visit site. And now it looks like this. So I need also to put some space between those two elements, the fast and easy service and the button, because you can see the space here and I need to put the same space here. So I'm going here that have the separator. I'm going to click in the three dots and I'm going to duplicate that by clicking here, duplicate. And then I'm going to click again to the separator. I'm going to click the move down, so it will go down here. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And as you can see, it's looking okay. If you want to remove some space here, you can do that by just going into the divider and selecting, if you want, 10 pixels here, but you should also do that here, 10 pixels here. This is depending on the layout and how you want that to be displayed, and you can go for something like that. I think this is a good layout. So after that, we need to go here and we're going to add a new row. Think the row as sections if you have used another page builder before, and if you haven't, think the section as boxes with the content with the same meaning. So if you want to write about the services, you're going to write the service about the services here, and underneath that you have another thing that says who we are, or about us, or about the team. This is another section that we're going with another theme, with another, sorry, not theme, with another, with different content. So now that we have added the row layout, we can add here two columns, and here let's select the row layout and add two columns here. And as you can see, we have 50-50. Once we are here, we can change that to wherever we want by scrolling to here or here. You can change also the layout from here as you want, but you can also scroll and go whatever you want. I think the step is 5%. You cannot go 38 or 39. You can go 35 and then 40. Yeah, this is the step that it has. So I'm going for 50-50, and maybe I will change that a little bit differently. And then I'm going to click here in the plus icon, and I'm going to add an image. Add an image, and there is something that I forgot here in the layout, so I'm going also to go back to the row layout here into the background settings, and I forgot to tell you about these background images. So this should always be covered. You don't want to contain, because it will shrink the page and it will shrink the image to the full size of the image, and it will show the full size, but I want it to cover the whole area. And here we have the scroll, fixed, and parallax. If we select fixed, it will scroll. As you can see, it will stay. The image will stay fixed, and the content will go fly above that. It's a little bit laggy here, but in the front view, in the front end, we will see it without any problem. As you can see here, this is how it looks if you select fixed. If you want something like that, you can select the fixed. It's a very nice thing to do. And also the parallax, it's a little bit different. It will do also a little moving of the image, so it will not stay fixed. It will not 100% move with the whole section, but it will go up, but not as fast. So you will see that this button is in his thumb. When I scroll up, it will go up, but also the image will go up as well. It will not stay the same, but it has a different speed. So this is the parallax effect. Let's go into scroll, and then we have also the force background image in line. We don't need that, so let's save that and go into the image. That was the settings that I wanted you to know. Let's go into the media library, and we're going to select another image, something like that, and select that, but I didn't change the alternative image, so let's replace that and open media library. And I always need to change the alternative text. So we're going to put about us. This is the section that I'm going to edit, about us. So I'm going to save that. And now I have the alternative text also here. Here you can see that I have the alternative text, and you can also change it from here. Now here, I'm going also to click the plus icon, and I'm going to select the advanced heading. And the heading should be H2 or H3. H1 we use only once, and this is the title of the page. And then we use H2, H3, and the other headings that we have. And this is about us. About us. And this will be a small text about us. So why the visitor will choose us instead of another website, another client, another logistic company. That's what you must think and add the text accordingly. So this is the about us. I'm going to leave it as it is right now. I'm going also to add a separator, the space divider, sorry, not the separator. The alignment should be left. The height is 60, and I'm going to remove that and go for 20, something like that. And then I'm going to have the solid, okay, divider color, I'm going for blue, something like that. Divider height, I'm going for 3 pixels. And divider width, I'm going to something like 20, maybe 10. I think 10 is better. Okay. And let's go again to the heading, and I'm going for the line height to be 1. So whenever you add 1 as a line height, it will remove any extra space that it has underneath the title. Let's go and update that and see how it looks in the front end. Remember that with Gutenberg, you always need to see how it looks in the front end, because in the editor itself, you cannot always experience the result. You must see how it looks in the front end. So this is how it looks. I need to go and put that in the middle. So I need to go into the row layout and select here the vertical align middle. And now I'm going to add also a paragraph. Here in the paragraph, I'm going to add some text, and this will be a blind text. So let's go for lorem ipsum. Lorem ipsum is something that we use when we create pages for clients and we don't have text. So we do put something as a text, but it doesn't make any sense. Something like that. So let's paste that in here, and let's put some paragraphs inside here. So we need something like that and something like that. Of course, in the About Us page, it shouldn't be too much. This is way too big. So I would recommend to go for something like that. Not because it looks better. I could also go and change the width of the image and go for 60% here and 40% here. But you need to add a little bit of text here, just 2 sentences to capture the client, the visitor, attention and stay in your page. You don't need to put anything bigger than that. There is an About Us page, and then you can write everything that you want there. You can write what is your needs, what do you offer for your clients, what are the main concerns, how long have you your business with, what is the most I don't know, common clients, what they ask, who you team up with, everything that you need to go and put in the About Us page. So here you don't need to go and make some crazy things. Put a little bit of text here and you're good to go. Let's go and refresh the page and see how it looks in the front end. And this is how it looks right now. Now this is the 75 that we used here as the space here, but I think that the About Us should go underneath and starts with the page. So I'm going to go and select the row layout, not to be 50-50, but I'm going for something like 40-50, something like that. Let's update that and see how it looks. Okay, it's a little bit better, I think. And here in the About Us, I must put some space here in the 70. Let's go and make that. No, let's leave it 70, but I'm just going to change a little bit here. So I'm going into the column and I'm going to select this column and I'm going to give it a little bit of padding inside the column. So padding means that the space that we have inside the column should be, let's go for 5 or let's go for 10 and see how it looks. Let's update that and see how it looks for that column. And as you can see, the text went a little bit down, and I'm going to change because I don't like how it looks for the row layout, and go that row layout and go for the top, so the image will be on the top as well. I'm going to update that and see how it looks in the front end. And this is better. As you can see, now we have something that it's better looking. So underneath that, we're going to add another section. This is the row layout again. This is how we're going to work. And here I'm going to click for one row, and I'm going to add a heading, advanced heading of course, which will say services. And I'm going to put that in the middle. And underneath that, I will have the services. Now, as you can see, this has a white background, and this has also a white background. And I want that to be separated, so the visitor should know that this is a different section than the top one. This is how we usually do that in a website, so he can understand that this is another section. So I'm going to click again the row layout, and I'm going for background settings, and I'm going to use the background color, and I'm going to select this of white. So it's not exactly white, but it's a little bit of gray. It has a little bit of gray. So it is easily to read when we have content inside here, when we have text. It has enough contrast for us to read, but it's something that separates us from the top content, from the other box here. So underneath that, I'm going to add another row, here in the plus icon, another row layout, and here I'm going to add 3 columns. So this is a row, this is another heading, and this is another row with 3 columns. This is how we do it. And if I select here, you can see that I have a row layout, column, which is 1 column with a heading, and then we have another row with 3 columns inside here. So inside here, I'm going to add an image. This is for the services, so I need an image for the services. Then I need a heading, so this service has a name. Let's go for advanced heading, and then we're going for the button. First, let's add the heading, which is taxes. This is the service 1, or taxes. Okay, and after that I need a button, so I'm going to add another thing, that is the button. Okay, now let's go for the image, and let's go and media library, select an image for the taxes. It will be something like that. This is the taxes, and I will put that in the alternative text also, taxes. Now keep in mind that this image is way too big for something like that, and you should have another image which is with a width about 600 pixels, something like that. There's no point on using an image that has 1600 pixels width only to use it in a box. But since I don't have too many images around here, let's see. I think that all of those are way too big. Yeah, all of those are way too big. So I'm going to use that even though it's not something that you should do. After that, I'm going to align the text in the center. And for the button, I'm going to have it to say read more. Read more. Okay. Now, in many cases, you may see that they have the services and they have the image with the text on top of the image, and they have the button also. You can do that as well if you want by putting the image in the background of the column. And also you may see other services that they don't have a button, and when I hover over to the image, I will see that this turns into a clickable area. But I would not suggest to do that, because if you visit the website from a mobile phone, you will not know where it's clickable, because you cannot hover over to an area. So use buttons. People want to see buttons so they know where to click to go somewhere or do something and interact with your website. So do not be afraid to use buttons. Let's go for the read more, and I'm going to change the style. So I'm going to use the text color white, and I'm going to use the background color of dark blue. And once I hover over, let's click again, hover over, I'm going to use the background color of light blue, so something like that. And this is what I want. Now I'm going also to use the borders, not the borders, the borders radius. So I'm going to use a 10 border radius to see what it is. And as you can see, the corners go and be a little smoother. If you're going to use a border radius here, you must also use it in every other button that you have. So here, use a border radius also with the same corner. The 10 that you put here, the same one would be here. Do not use different things in every button, so it will look a little bit better. It will not look different for every single thing in website. Now let's save that and see how it looks in the front end and see what we want to change. And as I can see, I have too much space here, but I don't have the equal space here, so I have to go and fix that. So first, I'm going into the taxes. I'm going to select that and select that I want the line height to be 1. Remember that the heading has a line height, so I need to put that 1. And here I'm going also to change the H1 to H4. And let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Okay, now it has gone a little bit closer to the image, as you can see, but it's closer also to the text, to the button. And I need some space underneath that. I can do that even with two different ways, either by adding the divider, but I can also add some margin. So I'm going to do that. And let's go in the margin settings. The margin, as we said, is the space outside. So margin bottom, let's go for 10 pixels. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And it didn't change. Let's see why it didn't change. Have I select the correct one? Yeah, it's the margin setting. Let's go for a 20 and save that. Okay, it doesn't want to change. Let's delete that and we'll put a top margin in the button. It's the same thing, but I'm usually adding margins in the previous one. So this is how I usually work, but since it doesn't work here, let's go to see where is the margin. Container margin, so we have the top of 20. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. It doesn't want to change. Okay, no problem. We're going to do that using the margin, not the margin, the divider. This is another bug of the Kadence blog. Now, you may need to understand that there are some glitches, there are some bugs, there are different things that you may face. Okay, no problem there. Space divider, and here the space divider should go up. Here, inside here, we're going for disabling the line and going for something like 10. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And now we have some space. I don't want too much space, so I'm going for 5. 5. Let's update that. I know that it's 6, but it doesn't matter. Okay, I need a little bit of space, a little less of space. Let's go for 4. And maybe I should also add another divider here so it will separate from the others, from the image. So I'm going to also to duplicate that, and add that on top of the taxes. Let's update that and see how it looks now. And I think we're doing okay. Let's go here and add a little bit of space too. So let's go for 10. Update. And I think it's better. Okay. So the next thing that I want to do is go and change that and have it a little bit to be different from the background. I will go and change a little bit for the layout. So I'm going to select the column. So this is the column that I have selected, and I'm going to change the background of the column to white. So let's go and change the background color. Background color, select white, and select this white, this global settings, it's better. As you will see, this is white now. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. As you can see, now I need some space underneath the read more button, so I'm going into the column again, here in the column, and I'm going to select also to have a little bit of padding for the bottom, so I'm going for 10, something like that. Let's update and see how it looks. As you can see, I have a little bit of space. Now I need a little more, so let's go for 20. And I need also to have a little bit of box shadow. So let's go back to the colors. Column, okay, and we have here the box shadow. So I will enable the box shadow, and I will put the color to be black, but I need the opacity to go 0.2, which is great. And now the blur will go 5, so it will not be too strong. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And we will see immediately that it's looking great. As you can see, it's way better than we had before. Now maybe we need to round up a little bit the corners, so we're going back to the column, and we're going for the body radius to be 4. Update that and let's refresh. So it's a little bit of round corners, not too edgy. I think this is looking good. Remember that if you are going to use a bigger number, you should also use something for the buttons as well. Do not have corners here, not have soft corners here. So I'm going to use 4 on the button as well, since I use that here, border radius 4. And I'm going to use everywhere border radius 4. So here I need also to use the border radius of 4. Okay, so this will always be 4 in my every single thing that I do, every single thing. Okay, now I can go into the advanced column. Let's go here. So we can select the column. And now I can copy that if I want, and I can paste it elsewhere. But remember that this doesn't work every time, so I need to go here and add an image. And the image will be something different by that. But now I can go into the column and I can click here and select to paste. No, it doesn't have the paste text as I can see, but here I can paste the style and it will take the same style. So this is where I can paste the style, not in the 3 dots. So now I can click and add another image here. So let's go to media library and select this one for the service, or the second service. Okay. I'm going here and I'm going to duplicate that and duplicate once more, and that duplicate 3 times, 2 times, duplicate and duplicate. The same thing for here. Duplicate and duplicate. And the same for here. Here. Duplicate and duplicate. Now I can go for the taxes and I can grab here that we have the 6 dots and I can drag it to here. Okay, it's not very easy to change it as I can see, but hopefully we can do that. Let's click here and let's click again to the taxes here and underneath here. Let's leave it here. Yeah, it went here. And I need to also add the button here. This should be go up, so I'm going to click that, and this is the taxes, and also add an image here, and this should go here, and this button should go here. Okay, these taxes should go up, and now I have only the spaces left, so I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put the other one here, and here this should go here, and this should go here. Okay, now I can go again to the column. I can go and select the column first, select copy, and then go into this, select the column, and select here paste styles. So it will take the same style. This doesn't seem to have the same style, but I'm going to do that also. So select column here and paste style. So hopefully it has taken the same style, even though it doesn't seem to. Okay, let's go to the media library. Let's go and select another image. So this will be the other image. So this should have services, service 2, and this should say service 1. This should have the alternate text of service 1, and this should say service 2. Okay, let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. And as I can see, I don't have the padding inside here, as you can see, even though I select that to be copied. For some reason it didn't. So let's go to the array layout. Sorry, let's go here and click the column, and here let's see if it has some margin padding underneath. It doesn't, so I'm going to add 20 here, and I'm going also here and select the column, and I'm going for the padding, and I'm going to add 20. Okay, let's update that and see now how it looks in the front end. Now, as we can see, everything is looking good. These buttons, we will fix it later on, and we're going to continue with the next one. After the services, we're going to add another row layout, which will be the testimonials. So let's go and click the one row. Here I'm going to add a heading. So let's type what they say about us. About us. Or you can just type they say about us, or what people say, or something like that. Let's go into the middle. Okay, after that we have H2, and underneath that we're going to add a testimonial. So let's type testimonial, and these are the testimonials. Now I'm going first to select the initial style that I want. So I like something like that. Something like this is good enough for me. And of course you can style it however you want, but this is what we're going to start with. So testimonial items, how many we want? We're going for 4. 4 testimonials. How many columns? We want 2 columns. Columns gap, it's 30, so you can have something like that. And also you can also put it instead of a grid in a carousel, so you can choose to see 2 and then slide over, which I think it's okay also. So you can do whatever style you want. I'm going for the slider, and let's see the carousel settings. As you can see, this is the slide transition speed, which is 400 milliseconds, which is almost half a second. 5 is half a second, 500. Slides to scroll, I'm going for 1 and not 2, so they will not change immediately both of them, so the people will not get confused. White and dark, the arrow styles, as you can see here, we have white and dark, and the dot styles are dark. I will leave those as it is. Container settings, as you want to put the container border width, which is this one, this width. I will leave it as it is, but maybe I will put a little bit of the container border to have a little bit of more aggressive color, something like that. Okay, and then let's go again here. Icon settings, this is the icon. If you want to show some icons in the head, I think this is a quota, so it says basically that this is exactly what the people are saying, and you can remove a little bit of, not remove, but change a little bit of the size and go for 20. I think this is looking good. Okay, icon border width, let's go for not the border width, not the border radius, I will leave it as it is. Icon padding, this should be something like 10, I think, not 20, 15. Let's go for 15, so it will not be too big. Then we have the title settings, which is the title here, and we have H2, and I need for the color to be a little bit of dark color, so I will go for black. And this should go black, hopefully. Then let's go and change the next one, which is the rating settings. If you want rating also, you can put that, and you can change the color and then go and click and set how many you want. Then we can go into the content settings and select the color for the content. Should be another color if you want, the font size, and everything else is straightforward. I'm not going to change many things except for the show media. I don't want to show the image, and also I need the name to be less as a size, so I'm going for 12 for the name, and I'm going for the title occupation settings to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going for 17 or 18, something like that. Now I do that because in most cases I think that the title of someone is more important than his name. Now if you have Steve Jobs, or I don't know, someone that is quite famous and has a testimonial about you, then yes, his name is more important. But if you're going to add the CEO of Google, I don't know his name, so I want the visitor to say that he's the CEO of Google, not just see his name. It's most important thing. It's more important than his actual name. The title is more important. So this is how it goes. If you just have titles and not occupations, then you can just put that in 0, or remove the show occupation and just show the title. It's your thing to select. So I'm going for a stronger color, so I'm going to select the black for the occupation. Okay, something like that, and maybe put also a little bit of thickness into that. Occupation settings, maybe going for to select one way to be bold. Okay, something like that. Container shadow, if you want to put the shadow here, or in visual settings, so you can change the testimonials and have them separated by something, and of course the rating is over here. I'm not going to change anything. You can change whatever you want, and you can change also the title and the text inside here. Now, since in the front end doesn't show me the content, you will see that it doesn't show content, and as you can see, I will put everywhere the same, so it will be lorem ipsum everywhere. Let's go here just to see how it looks in the front end. Okay, and then for the content, I will have those first 2 lines until here, everywhere. Okay, YouTube. and this is Stratos. Maybe I went way too small, I think. We will see how it looks in the front end. I think we went way too small here. Let's see, update that and see how it looks in the front end. Yeah, it's way too small, so let's go and edit that. We're going for the name settings, and we're going to have it a little bit bigger, font size, occupation, name settings. Okay, 14. Okay, and after that we're going to add a form. This is the last thing that we're going to add in our homepage, because it's a logistic website, and the most important thing for us is have the client to contact us. So we need to remind them that they can contact us everywhere we can. We have the contact us here, we have the contact us underneath here in the bottom of the page, we have the contact page here, and I could add also a button inside here, but I think it would be something that I'm pushing too hard. But if you want to add a button inside the header, we can go into the customizer, and of course I think by now you may know how to do it. You can click here and click here a button. It will add the button here, and as you can see, this is the button, and we can click the gear icon and we can change the style and everything else. It knows that you may need to have the button on the right, so it automatically goes there, because in more cases you will need the button to be the last in the menu and not the first thing. And let's delete that and let's go back. So we're going to add this row. It will be one column, so I will change for the row, of course, the background settings to be the color of white, the same that we used here. So we have something symmetric for the page, and then we have inside here a heading, advanced heading, and here we're going to put send us a message, send us a message, send us a message. Okay, let's align that in the middle, and here I'm going to select contact form. We have a contact form from the not Croco blocks, it's a different plugin, from the Kadence blocks. And if you cannot find it, just click browse all, and you can also see everything that you have in here. So we have table of contents, we have advanced gallery, we have a condition, and somewhere here we will have our, I think, our contact information, forms. This is the one, forms. Okay, now we have the form, and I need to go and click here and to send that in the bottom. This is something that I usually see in Gutenberg. When you click here in the icon and select the browse all, then the element that you're going to add goes wherever it wants. It doesn't go where you have put that yourself. So let's save that and see how it's looking so far. So we know what we need to change, and as you can see, this is the header section, this is the about us, services, what they say about us, and then send us a message. Now it's looking, it's not bad, it's looking good, so we can go and change some, make some changes. So let's select here the name, and here we can, as you can see, we have first the blog that it says form, and here we have the field type first, name settings. So this is a text. We can also change that to whatever we want, but we want the name, so this is a text. Required, if you want to be required, yes, I want the name to be required. And you can also put here name and last name or something like that. This is the field placeholder, so what will be used here instead of just be blank. So you may need to put an example here. Of course, in the name we don't usually leave that as it is, and you also can hide the label and just show the name inside here. Now if you do that, keep in mind that it's not too good to do that, because in some cases someone may click here and forgets that he's supposed to write his name down here. Also, there are some people with disabilities that they may need to see whatever they want to write above so they can remember, or there are tools that they will read the content. There are many reasons that you should always show the label here, even if it's not looking too good, and just delete that. We don't need that. In the name. After that, we have the input default if you have something default, help text if you want to help them with the hover over text, the default autofill. Field autofill will be name, first name, last name, and what they want. What will be the autofill? We don't have anything. And column width, I can go for something like 50%. So it will go here. Then I have the email settings, which is the next one. And here we have the email, it's required, so it goes with an asterisk here. Show label, if we want to show the label, the name of course, and here I can also put something like a placeholder for an example. Now, this has a more meaning. The name doesn't have much meaning to put a placeholder, but this you can go for EEG and put info at logistics.com to remind those that this is the form that you expect them to put as the email. Then you can go for a column width of 50% again, and it will go next to the other, and you have something like that, which is 50-50. Okay, message. After that, we have the message. Let's click that, and we go straight to the message settings. Text area. This is the text area that we have. You can also change that to something else, but we don't want to. Is it required? Yes, it is. Text area rows. How many rows we have? 4. Messages. Show label. And we don't need anything else. We're going to put as 100%. Actions after submit or add a field. I'm going to add another field just to see how it goes. And here the field will be the acceptance. Accept. Is it required? Yes, it is required because I want to put the GTP. So show policy link. Yes, I want to show the policy link, but I don't have the policy at this time, the policy page. I have the policy page, but I haven't anything inside. So link text, this is the text view policy, what it says, policy, not policy like that, privacy policy, something like that, the URL. Paste the URL here. So we're going into the pages, we're going into all pages, as you can see here, and here we have the privacy policy. I'm going to view that, and here I have the URL of the page. I'm going to copy that, and back to the page I'm going to paste that in the link URL. So this is the link URL for the privacy policy. Let's go back here. Okay. Start checked if you want to be checked from the beginning. I'm not going to, because I want those to check this, so they also accept those. And the field label should be accept the privacy policy. Field placeholder, privacy policy, help text, 100% width, I don't really care about that, and we're good to go. Then we have the actions after submit, which will send the email, and they also can redirect, or you can put anything that you want inside here. Some of those are pro add-ons. And then we have the email settings, and here you're going to put the email address which we want this email to be sent it to. The subject, you can leave it as it is, but you can also change that to contact from the website. From email, you can put here the info at logistics.com from my case. In your case, you can put whatever you want. And from name, you should put also the name of the company. Reply to the email field, all the from email. The email field is this one, and from email is the one that you put here. And this is the CC and the BCC, so you can also send that to another person. Send email as HTML. Basic spam check, if you want to add the spam check, it has it enabled by default. It also has the Google reCAPTCHA. And then we have some field styles, so you can change the font size, you can change the line height. Pretty basic stuff, but pretty amazing for a free thing inside the blog, inside the Gutenberg blog. So you can change anything that you want. For me, it's pretty good at this moment, so I don't need to change anything. So we have the field styles, as you can see here. We have the normal and hover styles. We have the label styles, button styles. This is the one that you should probably check. And then we can go into the text color and select the white for the text color, button, background, I can go for here, for this one. And once you hover, you can change that to another one. Radius, I should give it a 4, and message settings, what it should say after the send message. So it says submission success, thank you for getting in touch. I would go for something like message is sent, thank you, we will contact you as soon as we can, or something like that. And advanced message font settings, so this will be the font settings for the message. So I'm going to update that and see how it looks in the front end. And as you can see, this is how it looks right now. It's pretty good, and I can leave it as it is right now. So let's go and change the link of this button to go straight to the bottom and see this one. So what we're going to do is go into the layout here, into the row layout, and we're going into the advanced, and here that says HTML anchor, I'm going to put here send message. Remember not to leave spaces inside here, so I'm going to put send message. I'm going to copy that. It says here without spaces, and this should be unique. You not go and put that in the same HTML anchor in another row layout in the whole website. It's unique for the whole website. Let's go into the button, and here that it says type paste the URL. I'm going to put that I have put in the anchor, but I'm also going to add a pound sign before, so it will be pound send message. Going to update that, and now let's see in the front end. Let's go to the top, and we're going to click here, and let's refresh once again because it didn't work, and let's hit the pound again. Let's hit here, it doesn't change. Let's see why it didn't take the thing that I wrote, because I didn't hit enter. So I'm going to put the pound again. I'm going to paste the text, and this time I'm going to hit the apply, and now it's saved. Hit update, and let's go back and refresh the page and click the contact, and immediately it goes straight down to the send message, send us a message, which is what I want. When I finished, I'm going to also create the read more for the services. And of course, now you should already know that if you have more services, you can also do that here. Now, since I'm building something with 3 services, and I'm not building with separate pages, sorry, I will not build these 2 pages inside here. I will just build the service page. So this should be linked inside the service page, but I will do that later on, because I not only want that to be forward into the service page, I want also to be in the section about this service. You will see what I mean when I start building the page. So let's close that. We have finished at the moment for the home page. Let's close that also. Let's go back to the pages, and the next page is the About Us page. Now, the first page was the hard one to do. This is what it's the most thing that you have to spend some time to think what you want to do. Some of those pages, other than the home page, the About Us page and the contact page, are pretty similar to what you see in every website. So we want a row layout. We want here to have this. Inside here we want to have advanced heading, which will be in the left, okay, and it will say About Us, something like that. This should be H1 because it's the title of the page, and it should also have something for the background, not here, the layout, the row layout. So I'm going here, I'm going into background settings, I'm going to select image, and I'm going for something like that. Select it. This is how it looks. Oh, of course, the text cannot be readable, so I'm going to click that. I'm going for the heading color to be white, and also I'm going back to the image, row layout, and background overlay, and put the overlay color to be black, and select black. Okay, and then here also I need that to be 50%. So it's looking something like that. Now I'm not going to change the height because I don't want that to be too big. I don't really care. Not I don't really care. I don't want that to be too big. I just want to have something in the background, so it's better looking for the title, the About Us page. But I don't want that to be the whole page, the whole to be too much of a space. Let's go into the lorem ipsum, and I will grab some text, and this should be the About Us text. Of course, this is just the text that I'm going to put. If you have more content, you should also add images, add something to make it look better, because no one wants just to go and start reading without any breakpoints or anything else. But for me, it's just a simple text, and we're done with the About Us page. This is how it looks. Okay, after that, we're going to the contact page, which is also simple to do. Not so simple as the About Us, but it's not too hard. Let's close that. Let's go into the pages, and let's go into the contact page. Let's go and edit that. Leave the page and go into the site and see how it looks in the front end, the contact page. Okay, here we are. So, contact page. Let's start again with the row layout. Here we're going to add a heading, advanced heading. We're going to name it contact. And this should be color white. And of course, the row layout. Row layout should be with the background color, a background image. And this is the contact image. And I'm going also to put something for the overlay settings. Let's go for an overlay color of black again. And for the opacity, let's go for 70, because I need it to be a little dark, because it's way too white for an image. And this is how it looks. Okay, let's update that. And underneath that, I'm going to add 2 columns. So row layout and 2 columns. In the first column, I'm going to add the form. And pretty much you may create the same form that you have created in the home page, or you can create another form if you want here. I'm not going to change this. Hopefully you will already know how to change that. And here I'm going to add a list icon list. Now I'm using the list because I need an icon, and next to it I need some text. So I'm going here to first start with the phone number, which is 210-222-555. Okay, then I'm going to click to the icon, and let's select here the list control. Number of items, I'm going for, I think we will have 5 or something. Okay, next one will be the email, so it will be info@logistics.com. The next one will be the address, so it will be Athens 25 or something. And if you want to put another number or something else, yeah, we don't need more icons here, so I will just remove that. And now I have these 3 lines, so I can go now to list columns. We have 1, yeah, list vertical spacing, it's 5, so the spacing between those. List horizontal icon and label spacing is 10, so you may need to change that to something else, but I will leave it as it is. Icon align, I can be in top, bottom, or middle. I will leave it in the middle because I think it's better. No, leave it in the top. Okay, margin, list, text, styling. So this is the text. Color settings should be black. Okay, size controls. This is the font size of the text. I think it's good. It's good enough. It don't need to be changed. Text transformation. Okay, and then we have the edit all icons together. So I can change the size of the icons to something a little bit bigger if you want. And the icon color should be black. Okay, and now I can go and change the individual list for the items. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going first to put a phone number. Sorry, phone. And I'm going to select this one for the first, and If you need to change anything, you can do that. Then the next item is the email. So envelope, something like that. And the third should be a map. So a pin or something else. If you type a map, I think you will find pins. So map, something like that. So now we have separate icons for different things. And underneath that, we can also no, I don't want to do anything else here. So I'm going to click into the row layout and I'm going to select that to be in the middle. So it will go straight in the middle. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Let's refresh the page and let's see the contact information. Yeah, maybe you should go for something a little bit bigger here so it will not look so little. So let's go here and list text styling. Let's go for 25, something like that. And then let's go to the edit all icons and let's go for 30. Maybe something like that. Let's refresh and see how it looks. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit better. Maybe you should leave a little bit of space here also. And let's see this stacked, if it's looking a little bit better. I'm going for an icon background of blue, and I'm going for border radius of 20. Yeah, 20, and then the icon color should be white. Okay, I think it's a little bit better, and I have to leave some space here, so let's go for here that says list horizontal icon label spacing, and let's go for something like 20, maybe update, or maybe 15. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, I think it's a little bit better. So as you can see, we have something better, and we're good with that. Let's update that, and the next thing that we want to do is put a map down here so they can reach us. So let's go to the map, and the way what we're going to do that is going into the Google Maps. Google Maps. I'm going for Google Maps, and sorry that it is Greek. The titles here and everything is Greek. So let's change that. Can we change that? No, as you can see, I cannot change that, so I don't know how to change that. So let's go and type the address, Athens, something like that, Athens. And we have something here, but we don't have any pins, so let's add. Okay, so we can find the address that we want. Something like that. Now I'm going here in the icon that has these three dots, which is the share, and then we have the integration, the embedded, I think it's iframe, how it says, or embedded, the second tab, and here's the iframe. So I'm going to copy that, copy URL, copy HTML, sorry, copy HTML, and now let's go back to the page, and we're going to add another row layout. I'm going to add one column, and inside here I'm going to add let's browse all, and let's go for the classic, and inside the classic I can paste let's see if I convert that to HTML before, edit as HTML, yeah, and then copy the iframe. Let's update that and see how it looks in front end. So I have my map, as you can see here. Now, it's not looking too good, but we're going to change that, because here, if you see the iframe, it says here that we have the width and the height. So for the width, we're going to put 100%. So it will take the whole space. And the height, we're going for 600 pixels. So as you can see, we have quotas, and we haven't changed the quotas, 100% width and height 6%. So, and I'm going to click outside, I'm going to update that, and I will see that I have it a little bit better, as you can see here, but I also need to fix some things. So let's go back to the row layouts. I'm going to remove the padding that I have here. So let's go into the margin and padding. So let's go to remove that. 0, 0, 0, and 0. Okay, and update that. And now I do want to change this to be full width. Let's update that and see how it looks now. Okay, and now the last thing that I'm going to do is go into the structure settings and go and remove the content max width inherit from theme. I'm going to update that and I'm going to see how it looks now in the front end. Okay, and as you can see, the whole page turned into a map, and now I can go and change what we want, and I can also hit the directions and be directed to the this exact location. And this is what I wanted to do. The next thing is to create our services page. So let's go back to the pages and let's go to the services. This is the one page that I'm going to edit. I'm not going to edit these pages. So let's go to the services page, edit that. Okay, services, and let's start again by adding a row layout, adding inside the row layout a heading, advanced heading. I'm going to type services. Okay, into the row I'm going to add the background setting, select image, and this should be the image for the services, which should say services. Okay, I think I have forgotten to do that in the contact page, I'm not too sure. So let's go here and let's change the color for white, and let's go back to the services page, to the content align, to the row align, sorry, and let's background overlay settings, and let's go for a black, and let's go for 60%. I think it's okay, 60%. Let's update that and see how it looks here. Services, it's okay. So after that, we're going to start creating the layout for the services. So we're going for a row layout again, and we're going for 2 columns and 33% and 63%. This should be the image, and this should be the service. So this should be the image, and which I will select from the media library to be this one, and this is the taxes. Of course, you should select the same image that you have in the home, because this was a service that I was having. Taxes, okay, so this is the taxes, and I want here an advanced heading. I need that to named taxes, and underneath that I'm going to add the paragraph for the taxes, what I offered to my clients. So this is what I offered to my clients for taxes. Okay, and then I have another row, and here I'm going to duplicate that 2 times, duplicate and duplicate. Okay, and now that I have duplicate, I think duplicate 3 times, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 times. Now I can go into here. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to move that to this column, and I'm going to grab the title, and I'm going to grab that and move that to this column, but I haven't successfully do that, and let's hope that it will be done. No, it didn't. Okay, let's click here, let's click outside, and let's, okay, now I can see the title, hopefully the column, hopefully I will do that. Okay, yeah, I was able to do that. And then let's go again here and leave the title. Now I can go into the row layout and I can select to have that like that, and I think I'm okay with that. And now I can go and change the image to replace it with something else. Not upload, sorry. Media library, and this is the service 1, which should be something, I don't know, like that, service 1. Service 1, select, and of course this should be service 1. And now this should be service 2. and this should be replaced with this service 2, which is this one. This is the about us at the stage. Let's say change that to service 2. Okay, service 2. And now we have those services. In this row layout, I'm going to add the background, the off-white background. So let's go for the off-white, so it will be separated from this. And let's update that and see how it looks in the front end. Now, I don't like it very much because I think that the image should be a little bit bigger. Maybe the title should go straight on the top. Or you can change, you can play along with the settings. You can change a little bit. Maybe I will change it a little bit. Let's go and make the image a little bit bigger. So let's go for here and do this. And of course, I have to go into the row layout and select this to be a little bigger, 35, something like that, maybe even 40, and have the image to be 40. Let's update that and see how it looks in the front end, and if it's looking good, I will do that for the whole website. So I think it's a little bit better, but of course the text is not suitable for here, and you should also change that if you want. And this is just a demo, so I'm going to leave that as it is, and I'm going to change the row layout to be 40 instead of 60 40 like that. And here also for the row layout to be 60-40. Now, to fix the buttons in the home page, we're going to also open the home page. And I need these buttons to not just forward, as we said, to the services page, but go, once you click the taxes, go immediately and read the taxes service. Once you click the service 1, read more, you will immediately go to here. So we're going to click in the first row layout here. I'm going into the advanced, and I'm going to here to put taxes. Here I'm going to put services, service 1, and of course, since we cannot have a space, it will go and take the service 1 with a hyphen, and then here we're going to put service 2. Let's update that. And here in the buttons, we need to go and do two things. First, we need to go and put of course, this with the pound, but this should, let's say, taxes for this one, taxes, enter. This should say pound and service 1, enter, and this should say pound and service 2. Now, if you leave it as it is, then it will look for this anchor in the same page, but this is not in the same page, it's in a different page. So I need also to go and grab the URL of the services page and go inside here and put that on front. So I'm going to edit that, not by clicking here, but in clicking the pencil. And on front, I'm going to put that, so I will have the URL, and after the last slash, I will put the pound and then service. So I will do that by clicking enter, and then I will do that also in the other buttons. So here I will also put the URL, and here I will also put the URL. Let's update that. And now let's go into the home page and see if it's working. So I'm going to the home page and I'm clicking the taxes, and immediately I will go, and as you can see, I can see the taxes. It didn't just go to the pages, it went straight to the taxes. Let's go again to home and see the service 1. Service 1, so it will go service 1, as you can see. And let's go back to the home page. And let's see this service 2, and went to the service 2. So our page is ready for the pages. Our website is ready for the pages, and we're going also to create a blog. So let's go to post, and let's go to all post. Now, if you don't know what blog is, it means that you haven't used a website before. Blog is something that you can add in your website. The most common thing of a blog is that the newest thing will go on top. So if you're reading an article in a newspaper, in a website, in most cases you can call that a blog. The most recent article will go on top. So you go into a category and you will see all the articles that they have in a category, and they will show you the last one on top, and then you have the second one and the third one that they have put. So this is the same thing. You will need a category to add first. So we're going to a category and we're going to add a news category or something. This is depends on the website that you are building. So this is a logistic website. I will need a news category just to add if I'm offering new services, if I have a new client, something that I can push to our visitors to read. In most cases that you're creating a local business, you will need to create also a blog, because it's easier to go and do a better thing in SEO, to have it ranked better. It's easier to do it with a blog. You will rank easier with a blog instead of just your website. So you will need to do that. Now, since I have all in news and I don't need the uncategorized, I can go and delete that, but this is the default one, so I have to change that first. Let's go to the settings and then into the into the writing, and here I'm going to select the default post format, not the default post category, to be the news. Save changings, and now if I go into the post and categories, I can now delete the uncategorized. So everything I will add, they will go straight to the news category. If you have other categories, you can add those there. Let's go and go into all posts, and here we're going to add a new post. And of course, since I don't have content, I will grab lorem ipsum. So this is news 1, and let's grab some lorem ipsum text. And I will put 2 or 3 posts here, and here I'm going to hit post, and I'm going to hit a featured image. This is the image that we have when we see all the posts one next to the other. So set featured image and publish, and let's create 2 more posts. Add new and add new with the same way. So this is the news 2. And I'm going also to have a featured image. This one, publish, and of course, since I'm first adding the news 1, it will go to the bottom, and the first one will be the news 3. Is logical. News 3, which will be the top when I see all the blog. So let's go to post. And let's go to set featured image, and this should be something like that. Okay, set featured image. And as you can see, I have the categories. I haven't selected because I don't need to. I only have one category, and it will automatically grab that category. After that, I can go to the back to my old pages, to my posts, see the categories, and now I can see the categories. And if I select to view it, I can view the news, as you can see here. This is the blog that I have, and if I want to read a text, read more, I can click here and I can see this is how it looks. So we're going to change that, but first we need to add the news inside our menu. So let's go to appearances, let's go to menus, and inside the main menu, this is why we're going to choose and select, so it will change to the main menu. I'm going into the categories that says here, categories, and I'm going to select news, add to menu, and I'm going to push the news here before the contact, save menu, and let's now refresh the page. Let's go to home page, and we'll see now that we have the news here. So once we click news, we can see how it looks. So let's go to the customize and see how it looks. Okay, now we have the blog post, and we can go here, blog post, and we have archive layout and single post layout. The archive layout is the one that we're using now, the archive, so we can see all the posts. So let's go here, archive, and we can see that we have 3 columns. So let's see, we have the title news above. I'm not going to show the title news because I know that this is a news page. After that, we have the title and description for the title elements. Here I'm going to select the full width, so I will go full width for the title. As you can see, it goes something like that. And if you go and select the unbox, you will have something like that. Now, this doesn't look too good, so let's go for 2 posts, but still it doesn't show. So I'm going for normal because it's better, something like that. But I don't want to be boxed because I don't want this layout. I want this white. This is personally what you want to choose. Maybe box looks better to you, leave it as it is, a box. Maybe you want 3 columns, leave it as it is, 3 columns. Whatever it looks better to you. You can change whatever you want. It's pretty obvious what you're changing. And as you can see here, we have the feature image, we have the categories, we have the title, the categories here. I'm not going to appear that. I'm going to click here and have it removed. Also, the meta information is by who and the date. I'm going also to remove that. We have the expert and we have the read more. And I do like how it looks now. Let's go and publish that. And then we can go and click the read more. So it will go straight to one post. And here I'm going to go back. And this is the single post. And here how it looks. So we have the show post title. Here's the show post title. And we have the title aligned, so we can go in the middle. We can go post layout to be full width, so something like that. No, I don't think it's good. Let's go for this one. And I think this is better. And also you can change how it looks for the layout. You can go above content or the post title or in content, how it is now. And this is the above content, like this, but I like it better like it is right now. After that, I don't need the categories, I don't want the meta information. And after that, we have the default post layout. If you want to go full width, so you don't have this white space here, but I do want to add a sidebar here because I want to show you what you can do with the sidebar. So I will need input the sidebar here. And in the sidebar, I will go and change these comments later on in this, what it says here. Here we have also the show featured image, which is this one, and I want that. It's behind, so it's behind the title. And I like that. It's wide or stretch full. I will leave it as this. Inherit for the featured image ratio. Show post tags, the tags will go straight down to the bottom. I haven't used it. Show footer area in boxed mode, yeah. Show post navigation, so this is the previous and the next one if you want. So related articles, it's articles from the same category. I will leave that 2. And I will put that to 2, not 3, what it is right now. Like that. And show comments, I will delete that, remove that, the comments. And then let's go back, and here we're going to select the general, and here we're going for the sidebar, and we have 25. Let's go for 20 to be a little less, so it will not go too big. 20 pixels, 20%. So this is 80%, this is 20. I think it's good. And then let's go into the widgets. So let's go here into the widgets, and here we're going to find sidebar. And here we have the search, we have the recent posts, and we have the recent comments, which I'm going to remove. If you want to add anything else, you can add the widget here, and you can select what you have inside here, or you can go straight from the widgets that you have done before, from here, widgets. So let's publish that and refresh the page. And this is what we have done with the website. So hopefully that was something that you can get started and you can go and create something with Gutenberg, all of that. The last thing that we're going to do is to add another plugin, and this plugin will be for the caching, and we're going to add the Swift. Install, activate, and we're going to see what we're going to change. Now remember that if you are using a caching plugin, you should also go and check the whole website from the beginning, because in many cases you may face some problems. Something may break, and this in most cases will be the fault of the caching plugin. So you will have to go and change some settings, remove something, and see if it's going to fix that. So I'm not going to pause the video, but because I think that it will go and not take too much time. I think it will soon be over. And let's start and close something here, and I'm going to open the GTmetrix, not here, sorry. Let's go back here, autoconfig. Start again from the beginning. So let's go and open the page speed inside and the GTmetrix, and close this and close this. And here is the logistic, which I'm going to refresh. And as you can see, it continued. Now next, and back to dashboard, and then let's go into settings and go, tools and Swift Performance Lite. And remember that if you're using a cache plugin and make some changings, you may need to go and clear the cache to see it in the front end. And some cases you may see the changing because you are logged in, but many other visitors will not. So remember, when you are doing some changings, you would go and cache and flush the cache, clear the cache. So here we're good to go. Here we're good to go. Media, let's inline small images. Optimization, general, minify HTML, disable emojis, optimize the background, okay, limit simultaneous threads, okay, scripts, we're good to go. Styles, separate styles, this is all good. Caching, we're all good, we don't need to change anything inside here. Okay, tweaks, exceptions, all good. Varnish, and you can just enable that, okay, but if you don't have a Cloudflare, you will not be able to do that. And CDN, if you have a CDN, you can put that here. So save changings, and then clear the cache, and just refresh the page twice. Okay, and now once a visitor will come into the About page and request someone else the same page, it will go straight and go into the website. You can see how fast it is. It's too fast, and it's faster than any other builder outside there. And this is why we did it with the Gutenberg. So let's go and put that in the Google Speed Analyze and in the GTmetrix just to see the results. Maybe we have to do this twice just to take the results with the cast version, but I think it's already cast. The website is already cast, and as you can see, we have the mobile version. Sorry for the Greek. And I'm going to change that immediately to this EN. I think it will change, but let's see. Yeah, it needs to also run it again. And as you can see here, we have a 10 requests with 0.7 loading time and 312 kilobytes. And here we have 94 for my mobile and 99 for the desktop. So you can know how fast it is. Last thing that I would like to show you is that when you go into a page, edit page, you should also change that page to look well for the mobile version. In order to do that, you will have to go and select here that it says preview and select the tablet view. And here you can see what you're getting, and maybe you want this to be changed for the contact to be changed for the mobile view. Here you will go into the size control that says here. You will go for the tablet that you have here, and the tablet font size should be 20 or 25 or something else. You may not see it changing here, but it will definitely change in the mobile version and in the tablet version. But be sure to check that from a mobile and from a tablet, or from the front end by shrinking the page. And you will need to do that in every page that you create as a last result. So you will always be here and then in the mobile and see how it looks. And maybe you want to go here and change the not the list column, but the list text styling. And here I could go and change for the thing and put it 20 or something. 18, 17, something like that. So when I go for from a mobile phone, I will get it a little bit better. So that was it, guys. Hopefully you know now some things and how to create a website, a simple website with the Gutenberg. It's not an ideal website builder to create full websites that have a lot of things inside, but if it's a local business that just want a simple website, it is something that you can create right now. It's a little bit clunky, it's a little bit difficult in the beginning, but the results are amazing from the speed version. As you can see, the numbers are great, and it's not too difficult to create it. Okay, it's not too difficult. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.